Hello, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for taking the time out to listen. Today, I am here with Weston, who is 9 years old. He's going to provide some great insight as to his experience attending various churches. He has been a part of a program which is 5 years and under, in addition to other programs. Hello, Weston. How are you?
Good.
Okay, share with me some of the good stuff as well as the not so good stuff dealing with some of the churches. This way it will help some people who are starting church programs in addition to those who need to do better with their programs. So go right ahead.
I want to start off with the church I came across in Columbus, Georgia. So on my first day I went there and I went to the 5 and under program because at the time it was 4 years ago, and I went there and it was my first day. People were talking, having fun, and then when the service started, they just said a couple Bible verses and then got straight into a biblical little show. And then after we had our snack time, and when I was eating my snack, I looked at some kids and they were dipping their goldfish inside their water, and I don't even understand why they were doing it. I just thought it was disgusting. They said it was good, and I don't really understand why they did it, but it was just odd.
Okay, what did you learn, though, when you were in the 5 year and under program? How were they teaching you the Bible? What were you given?
They didn't really give us a Bible. They just read the story to us and asked a couple questions. And, yeah, it was just as simple as that.
You were given worksheets?
Nope.
Were you given anything that they would provide if you got questions right?
They didn't give anything, but we did have to do coloring pages. And yeah.
Okay, so you did end up taking something home with Bible scriptures or something on it?
Yep. Okay.
Tell us about the programs for the 6 and up. Start with Georgia.
So my brother was in the 6 and up program, and when I entered, it was just a huge area, and it had seats like a movie theater. And then they actually had snack, and for prizes if they got a question right, they just threw Starburst and you had to catch it in order to keep it. It was just odd.
What about the AME church? Tell us a bit about that.
When we first got in, the service was about to start. Then once it started, the pastor started talking, and it was like he didn't have any sense of humor in his words or enthusiasm. It was really not good. There was couple choir parts, and then when it got to the communion, I couldn't really hear him talking.
So you were allowed to participate in communion?
Yep.
Okay. I know there was a church that you attended where you weren't allowed to participate.
Yeah.
So at each church, though, you were seated at a table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what was given to you while you sat at the table? And how were they able to get all the little children to sit at the table? Because I know sometimes that's hard for some parents even to get their children to sit at the table at home.
Well, I guess they've been there before, and they actually got in trouble for not sitting down in their seat, so they probably just obeyed them and stuff.
And did you ever see any child get in trouble, and what took place if they were misbehaving?
They just sat in this big chair, and they had to sit there for like 5 minutes.
Okay, so timeout was used in order to control the classroom. Were there rules?
Yep, there was definitely rules. There was like no shouting, no hitting. It was just like the basic rules, like little kids would understand. Because if it said no physically hurting, they wouldn't even know what physically means.
Right, so it was just basic rules so everybody understood.
Yeah.
Was there any videos shown at any of the churches that you went to?
There was only a video at the 5 and under program.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so videos, people, are used in addition to a teacher standing before the classroom. There's also various security measures that we underwent as adults in order to make sure that the children were picked up safely, dropped off. So in one church, we were required to just make sure that we signed in via the computer system, and then there were badges that were printed out. In another church, we signed a sheet, and the church, being that it was small, the Bible study teachers, they were familiar with us. In another church, there was no security that was used. You just dropped your children off, and then you came back later. And then we've experienced times where there were additional programs that were offered that you had to pay for, and that was up to you if you wanted to participate in maybe a youth program that was outside of the church. There were church concert flyers and so forth that were put out, and then sometimes it was communicated through announcements what the children were going to be doing, and then other times we just found out information when we showed up with our children. So is there anything else you would like to add about your church experiences?
No, not really. Just there's one thing I need to say. There's like some churches that have some stuff that are like a thumbs down, and some have a thumbs up, and some are like in the middle, and some need to improve. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
And one of the things that they needed to improve upon was
it was one of the churches I went to, their kids service wasn't really good, because in the first front room of the area, there was like tables and chairs. The second area was just junk in one side of the wall. And then the third area was the main area. And I looked in one corner, there's a baby chair. And on one of the walls there was a shelf with a bunch of baby toys, and I don't get why they got like the little plastic one toys for the little kids, because if they should have got the ones that are like quality. Well, not really like the quality ones real musicians use. They would like get like some like little metal ones, because they were plastic, and if they went too rough and like smashed it around, they could have broke it.
So there were instruments used in some of these programs for the children.
We weren't allowed to use the instruments. They just they said don't touch them. I guess it was because it wasn't like a 5 and under program or something.
Okay. Did you ever get to use any instruments though in the 6 and up programs?
No.
Okay, so that is definitely something to improve upon. Okay, well, I thank you so much for taking time out to just talk with me. Those of you all who are familiar with YouTube Enterprise 7, please do share this audio with anyone who may be interested in just doing better when it comes to their youth programs. You've heard it from a 9-year-old, okay? And what better person than to know is someone who's going to actually be in the program. And also, if you haven't given, we do welcome donations. You've been listening to YouTube Enterprise 7. Feel free to subscribe and also check the description box for anything that might be of interest. To God be the glory.